I look so different every time I come back. Hello guys, it's been a long time, I know, and we are back and better than ever. We are ready to go. It was just a life update on me, what's going on, what's good, and also just a video on how to really manifest greatness into your life, because I feel like it's such a real thing. My life has changed so much from the last time I even posted a YouTube video until now. Like, I'm just gonna talk and ramble about everything to you guys right now. Like, I'm just gonna lay everything out on the table, where I've been, what I've been doing, my relationship with God, my relationship with myself, but I'm gonna just put everything out on the table to you guys. So please stay tuned, and hopefully you can pick up some really useful bits that I have also taken into account in life myself. So without further ado, let's start this video. I've always been very transparent on YouTube and on any social media about who I am, what I do, what I'm up to, everything. So if we're gonna start from scratch, I'm Vanessa, this is my channel, and as you can see, I haven't posted in a while. This is my first video from a long time. I will have other content coming through soon, but everything will be things that were filmed ages ago, like way before. So I initially have been on a really confusing journey in life, and I genuinely feel like I got to the point in life where I felt like, okay, I've turned 20, and I genuinely felt like I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't know what I was doing. From 19, 18, I probably never knew what I was doing with my life until recently, but everything was just so overwhelming. At the same time, I moved to uni, I moved to a new city, hated it, which I'm so surprised because I love the city that I'm in. From around last year, I decided to pick my things up and I moved to a whole new city, and I did my A-levels and I moved out to university, and I moved to Manchester. I thought, yes, this is the way for me. I love Manchester. I went there all the time when I was still living at home, so I thought this is going to be the place for me. I'm going to find new people, I'm going to come here and have my best life. I came here to do software engineering. Lo and behold, a few months later, I end up realizing I hate, and I mean hate, uni. I'm not gonna say I hated software engineering, but I hated uni. I hated going there. I hated going to these lectures and doing these foundation topics that I just really didn't enjoy. I really just struggled. And I think also from being here, after the whole party lifestyle kind of dies down when you first move to university, I definitely just felt a crash of depression. Anyone that knows me knows that I was really feeling it. Like, I was feeling really alone. I ended up going back home a lot, and eventually I just stopped going to uni classes. Like, I just decided I'm not gonna do this anymore. And at first it wasn't me knowing that I was gonna drop out, but we ended up dropping out. Luckily, I have parents that are supportive enough of me that they didn't, you know, shout at me or anything. I didn't want to tell them at first that I wasn't going to uni, but they ended up realizing eventually, like, why are you always at home when you don't have like lessons to go to? But the best thing that they said to me in this time was that, okay, you decided that you don't want to do software engineering, so whatever you do now, you can do whatever you want, as long as you don't now come back to the drawing board and realize that it wasn't for you. Don't pick something because you might think that we want you to pick that subject or that path. So I really appreciated that, and it really made me think, okay, what do I love doing? I realized I love doing social media, I love doing YouTube, I love doing anything to do with the internet, technology. I like the more creative side of things, or even the technical side, but anything to do with the internet I love. So I decided, okay, this is my time to really think, what skills do I already have that I could use and I could, you know, progress that into a career, and that was digital marketing. So we decided to start doing digital marketing. At the time now, I've decided, okay, this is where I'm gonna go. So I was like, I need to find a way out. So from when I turned 20, I was like, okay, I'm gonna look everywhere I can to find out how do I get into digital marketing. I have no experience in it except for my own. This is the best part. This is the part where I say you need to manifest everything you can into your life, and it really will happen for you. When I first made this decision to move from being in uni and then just stopping uni, and then now deciding I want to take digital marketing seriously, you really just have to tell yourself that this is what you're going to do. When you set your mind and your heart so well on something, you just know that it's going to work out. There was no doubt in my mind that it wasn't going to work out in digital marketing for me. I knew that whether it be freelance, whether it be a job, whether it be an internship, whatever it is, I just knew that it was going to find its way to me. That's one thing that was so amazing that happened. So I did so much research, I just became obsessed, and I had the experience from a personal standpoint, but I had to now utilize that. Always seeing the brighter side of the situation you're in, and always thinking, okay, what are these little things that I did back then that you can use now? There's always something in your passion that you can now chase up and use that in your direction. I definitely knew that I wanted something that was more accredited, that I could, you know, get a qualification for, be it uni or anything else. So I decided to go for apprenticeships. So everyone tells you, don't go for an apprenticeship, they're hard, you know, they're hard to get, you know, everyone is fighting for an apprenticeship, you know, most likely you won't get picked, all of these things. So from there I was just like, you know what, whatever you guys tell me about apprenticeships, I'm not going to listen to you, because I know that that's where I'm going to end up. I'm working very little hours at the job I was, so I was working about 8 hours a week, which is pennies, like it's literally nothing. So I'm gonna stick working on 8 hours a week. I would come home, or before I would go, I would study anything I can about digital marketing. I would look at any resources I can. I would apply for jobs or look at what these jobs are looking for, that I could get a job like that or an apprenticeship like that. So that all worked out, and this was really just a thing of playing the long game. Playing the long game is the best thing you can do as well too. If I thought of doing anything short term in this situation, I probably wouldn't have got the opportunity that I did get, which I'm happy with. I'm more than content with the decision that I got. So after that, I was working at Primark. I was still applying. Even how this job came to me shows how strong your faith in God has to be. God will really provide what is the right thing for you at all times. God will never put something in front of you that wasn't meant for you, wasn't destined for you, or wasn't yours in the first place. What actually happened was I saw an apprenticeship and I was desperate at this point. I was thinking, I just want an apprenticeship now. I'm gonna apply to any that are even nearby to Manchester. Even if it's outside of Manchester, I'll apply to it. So I applied to one that was in a smaller town outside of Manchester, I think quite far. I didn't know where it was. So I applied to this job. I'd done a new CV and I'd put all of my digital marketing experience. I talked about doing my YouTube channel. I talked about, you know, running a business at some point. I talked about anything to do with analytics, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. I was like, this job has to be mine, or any of these jobs in digital marketing have to be mine, and I'll show you guys everything I can do, everything I know, so that you can take me on. So my CV in, and then the apprenticeship provider called me back and they said, oh hi, we've seen your CV and we want to, you know, get you on board. But I didn't know that it was even for that job. I just said, oh yeah, that's fine, you can take me on board. So they took my details and I went through the process with them, and then they told me about a few days later, there's actually a job that just came in that's closer to you. It's in your area, it's in Manchester. If you have a look at the job and if you like it, we can put your CV through for them. I saw that it also had a name that I recognized. So when I saw the company, I was like, I know this company. I was like, okay. And then I looked at the job description. It was a lot of technical things that I'd never done before, things that were sort of out of my depth, like working on a pan-European scale or working with international clients. So I thought, okay, yeah, I could go for this job. Let's see how it goes. Then they told me they want me for my first interview. I had my first interview and I was nervous, but I was thinking, you know what, if this is for me, it will be for me. That was the interview, and then I went in for my second interview, which was a presentation, and I had never done a presentation like that in my life. It was like insane, where I was excited. I was like, oh, I'm through to the second round, but I was like, oh my god, I'm through to the second round. This is serious? Like, oh, like I have to do this again? It gave me that reassurance that can be something that will end up being good. But boy, I was nervous. And boy, I thought, am I in over my head? Am I qualified enough to do this? Or, you know, what if they take me? What if they reject me? Just all of these questions. But I think the best thing is just to not ask yourself that, and just to believe in yourself all the time. Let's talk about long-term gratification. I don't think a lot of you guys really understand long-term gratification, and you need to understand it now. Nothing that is amazing or good comes at you in the snap of your fingers. Nothing. Like, anything that comes, you have to play the long game. And when you say play the long game, it's waiting on that long-term gratification. And when you wait for that, that's when you'll really get rewarded with everything that you wished for. And it's insane when I saw it happen in front of my eyes. Because let's say in this situation now, I got the job after my second stage interview, and I was so happy. And I also had a second interview for another company that had really wanted to see me, and they asked for the same thing, which was a face-to-face interview and a presentation later on. So I did my face-to-face and I had my presentation with them, and they wanted another interview. My dilemma with these two jobs was that one job is a company that is respectable, that I like, I'm a fan of. I like what they do as a company and I know them. Downside of this is that the pay that they put on the job description was less, and even from that I was thinking, do I really want to be on that salary? Do I really want to do that? It wasn't terrible, but it was lower. Then there's another job which is offering more, but they are a newer company which is in a sector that I've never had an interest in. It was a waste company, handling like waste for businesses and companies, which, you know, wasn't that interesting, it going on site to waste fields, and I didn't really want to do that. But still digital marketing, higher pay, and I would have been the first one that they would have had as a digital marketer, so everything would kind of be learned from someone that isn't even in digital marketing themselves. So the two balances was really, should I go somewhere where I know there's people that will give me the expertise that I need to be the best that I can in this field, or should I go somewhere where I could grow with this company, be on a slightly higher pay as an apprentice, and also be winging it on the side because I'd be the first digital marketer there? So those are my two evaluations. So then I thought to myself, okay, if I now take away this opportunity of this company that I'm a fan of or that I like, and I just went to another one just because of the higher pay, what if I go to that job and I realize, okay, this job pays higher, but I'm doing 10 different jobs as a digital marketer in one person? Then I went with my gut and I ended up cancelling the second interview with this company, the waste one. In the end of that, when I got the job with the reputable company, they offered me a salary that was more than what they posted, and it was more than what the other company posted. So hello. Like hello, like was thinking, oh, the pay, but then because I went for the one where it was like, okay, this pay isn't as great, but I like them, I think they can teach me what I need to know, I'll give it a shot. I still ended up with a higher pay than both of the offers that were put in front of my face at the time, which I think is just the greatest way of showing that wait the long term or just take the risk sometimes. I love the job I'm in, and I can't wait to talk more about doing digital marketing and how I find it, and just show as I learn along the way as well. We're a corporate girlie living her best life, still in her university account, but yeah, that's life. But this is what I'm saying, life can take you in so many different directions, and you just never know what outcome it will be. Like, couldn't imagine myself not going to uni. Like, if you told me in my A-levels you're going to drop out of uni and do this, I would have laughed in your face. There's no way that I would have dropped out of uni. Parents might not understand this. If you come from a background where maybe your parents just don't get the whole not going to uni thing and education is power, because I'm very much an education is power raised girl. Like, in my household it was like, you need to pass every exam put in your face. If you need to take time out to go upstairs and study, go and do that. I'm glad that they gave the space for me to excel in whatever I wanted to, and it definitely took them sort of seeing other people around that were doing different things to actually think maybe it's okay to go in a different route, because they were very much in the thing saying healthcare is everything, you know, being a mental health nurse, anything along that line with medicine and health. They were all for that at first, and like that's the way to go. Being black as well, I think there was definitely a misconception with our parents or older generations where it's like, if you're in the UK, definitely go for healthcare because you'll get a job straight away, or go for social work because you'll get a job straight away. But I knew that I didn't like social work, and I did like healthcare. I never liked science. Both of my sisters are social workers, and they never recommended me to do that. They said they couldn't even imagine me being a social worker, so it was never going to be social work. You know, I think now in 2024 people's eyes are a bit more open to other avenues and see that there's actually success in things like digital marketing, there's success in things like project management, there's success in so many different areas. So it's not just tech and healthcare. So that's, you know, a win-win. I wouldn't have been here without supportive parents, supportive sisters. My sisters are my everything. So this is why I say network and grow, because what do they say? Your network is your net worth. So have to be proactive if you want to learn more, if you want to know about these certain things. You have to be able to talk to people and understand, how did you get to where you are? If you are working with someone or you're with someone that has gotten here, ask them how they did it. Ask all of these questions. Let them know that you have an interest too. Like, just be open about what you're trying to do, because at first I felt a lot of shame saying that I dropped out of uni, because obviously everyone knows when you get into uni, your mum and dad are calling everyone left and right saying, yeah, my daughter's now in uni, she's in uni, and everyone is asking, how's uni? Do you know how awkward it was for me to answer how uni was, knowing that I'm going back to my room to sit in bed? Really awkward. Obviously when things work out, you can tell people like, okay, yeah, now we're doing this instead, and it's fine. No one should even judge you for moving out and deciding you don't want to do uni anymore, or changing your mind. No one should judge you for changing your mind. You know, we're 20, or if you're 20, 21, mid-20s, 30s, 40s, whatever age you are, you can change your career path at any given time, and no one should tell you that you should stay for stability. Like, what's the stability? Because I'd rather have stability when I'm in something that I love and I'm happy, rather than having stability in something that I really hate. Because I definitely could have gone and done software engineering. It wasn't that I couldn't do it or I didn't understand it, I just didn't enjoy it. But if I even forced myself, I could have definitely done software engineering and probably regretted it, because I thought, okay, I spent 4 years doing this course that I wouldn't even work a day job in. There were people that I knew in my family that had done apprenticeships, so it was always good to just ask them like, oh, how did you find yours, or what do they ask you for, or what's the best level to go for apprenticeship wise, or you know, where should you apply? Also, even using like anything you can find online, Reddit. I love Reddit. Like, Reddit is my go-to place for everything now, and I never thought I would like Reddit, because I know that people our age don't think about Reddit, but Reddit is great. So I would even ask on Reddit like, hey guys, I'm looking for an apprenticeship in this, you know, who should you apply for, what's the best providers? Yeah, no, it's great even just to scroll, even if you don't want to like input anything, just to find out what people are doing, how they're finding it, salaries, and just all of the nitty-gritties. That also counts as a form of networking, because you're learning from other people that are anonymous, so they're being very authentic and being very real about numbers. So I just need to hear the real truth. Networking, whether it's anonymous or not, or it's real life networking, is amazing. That's everything I can say on that part of my life. Now more onto more holistic things about, you know, how I'm feeling on the inside out. I feel like I'm at the happiest I've been ever. I don't know, like I feel like I'm the happiest that I've been just from life. I don't know, just from life working out. I feel like when life is working out a little bit more, you just feel a lot more together, and I really appreciate so many things like family time. I used to think I'm so ready to be out of this house, Lord get me out, I'm ready to leave and live in Manchester and move out. But then I realized I really hate being alone. Like, I think from living here I definitely learned a lot about myself, and one thing that I learned is that I don't particularly enjoy living alone. I like being around people, even if we're silent and we're, you know, in two different corners of the room. I'm okay with that, just knowing that you're there so I can say something. But when you're in these four walls by yourself, it gets real like, oh, nobody's there. Okay, uni was an eye-opener as to one, what I want to do with my life, who I want to be, what career I want to progress in, and my likes and dislikes in general. So it definitely taught me a lot in that sense. So I'm just doing me and just being, you know, the fun Vanessa I can be. You feel me? Like, I'm just, yeah. What I have planned for the next year, that's an exciting one. So for the next year I have a lot of fun stuff planned for 2024. So it's definitely going to be a lot of traveling. What does my relationship look like with YouTube? I definitely want to take it back and just strip everything back and just be on here again and just not really care what to think. Like, I just want to open to everything at the end of the day. I'm a multifaceted babe. I'm a woman of many talents. So I'm just gonna see where it takes me, but I'm excited to take you along on the travels because I'm traveling a little bit this year. So I want to take you on the vlogs, and I'm going to be posting a lot of my old content. So anything after this video, I think that might be this is my first video back on my channel. Anything after this is going to be videos from last year, videos I didn't get to film. I went to South Africa, but I'm excited to show more content. I think this was a great entry back into the thing for me. I enjoyed just talking it out, and I'm gonna enjoy editing this more as well. That is everything from me, and I'm gonna keep you guys in the loop. So definitely follow me on Instagram as well, because that will be a more live and direct, fast speed approach on delivery, and I will be asking questions on my Instagram as well as to the content that I should do later on and what type of videos I should bring out. But yeah, that's everything from me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. As you know, we can press the subscribe at the bottom. Like, I think we need a round of applause for me actually coming back, because this was kind of hard. Like, you can applaud me by pressing the thumbs up and the subscribe button. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, evening, morning, and I'll talk to you guys another time.